Merhaba. Now that you have started making sentences with verbs, you'll need more case endings. And I told you before there are a total of 5 case endings in Turkish. You already learned the first one, the locative case, and we use it a lot, right? So now you're ready for the next 3. So I'm going to talk about 3 new case endings in this video. Just to remind you, in case you don't, the locative case is de or da. For instance, kalem nerede, kalem masada. We are comfortable using locative case by now, right? Again, another recap. You know that case endings are the prepositions in Turkish. It's used for that purpose, and they are attached to nouns. Okay. So let's start with the new one of the new case endings, and this one is called dative. E hali in Turkish. It gives the meaning of direction, to or towards. It indicates direction, goal, or the target. So you're going towards when you use this preposition. Okula, işe. So as you see, e can be a or a according to vowel harmony. If it was arabaya, the buffer is ye. So you will see that 2 of the case endings or 3 of the case endings are you're going to use ye as a buffer because it's attached to noun. So something to remember. Okay. If it's attached to a proper noun like Ankara'ya, you use an apostrophe to separate it from the proper noun, Ankara'ya. So the basic shape of the suffix is like this, e or a with a ye buffer. And finally, as I said this before, each case ending will have a specific question. For locative case, it was nerede, right? For dative case, it is nereye. Okay? So, Ayşe nereye gidiyor? Where is Ayşe going? So, I'm sure you're asking immediately, what's the difference between nerede, right? So, it's basically both of them are translated as where in English, right? So when you say Ayşe nereye gidiyor, you're asking about the direction. When you say Ayşe nerede yaşıyor, where is Ayşe living, where does Ayşe live, then you're asking about the location. So pay attention to this difference. But by now, probably you know translation of certain words are tricky. We need to pay attention what we really are looking for. Okay. So all right, the next one is called the additive case, and it is den hali. And this is you can see this as the opposite of dative. While dative is going towards, this one is from. And again, it gives the meaning of direction, but from the source of location. Okay, so evden, okuldan, işten, right? I said işten so that you probably figured out that this is going to be like the locative case. The de is going to be te after the consonants that we already learned. Che, fe, he, ke, pe, se, she, te, right? If the word it's attached to, ends with one of these consonants, then de becomes te. The vowel e can be e or a according to vowel harmony. All right, so parktan, yurttan, sınıftan. Okay? Ayşe Ankara'dan geliyor. Ayşe is coming from Ankara. And then finally, the question for this case ending is nereden? From where? Ayşe nereden geliyor? Ayşe Ankara'dan geliyor. Okay? Our final case today is the commutative or instrumental case, It is le with the ye buffer again. And it denounces the meaning of by or with. And we usually use it for the things that we use to perform an action. For instance, kalemle, otobüsle, arabayla. It's actually, when I'm using this, you'll see that, I'm using for the things that we use to do something, to do an action. For instance, okula otobüsle gidiyorum. I'm going to school by bus. So in this case, it's by. Kalemle yazıyorum. I am writing with a pen. And in this case, it's with. So it can be either one of these in English, okay? To practice these case endings, now that we know 4, there's one left, accusative case that I'm going to talk about it later. So we know locative, dative, ablative, and commutative. Quite a bit. Ben her sabah saat 9'da evden okula otobüsle gidiyorum. This is probably the longest sentence you can make, but you can make, right? So it means every morning at 9 o'clock, I'm going to school from home by bus. Okay? So now, as directed in the worksheet, you're going to make similar sentences using these case endings. Pay attention to details and make sentences from your real life, and that is really helpful to learn the details. Okay? Alright, kolay gelsin. Derste görüşürüz.